Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I just came back home after spending 3 months of lockdown in the ashram, and I am forever grateful to you and everyone there who give themselves so totally. I'm back home and I feel I owe it to my Guru and to the people there to help. On this Guru Purnima, I would like to ask Sadhguru, what can I do for my Guru?
Is this Adiyogi asking the question? Is it Adiyogi asking the question? What can you do for your Guru? I think they already had the question ready in their head. They didn't listen to me, what I was saying all this time. Anyway, what can you do? Well, you don't have to do anything to him because he is not him or her, nor is he this or that. So you can't do this or that to him. You leave him alone. But you're striving for your well-being. He is striving for everybody's well-being. If you can expand your striving from being my well-being to a larger well-being, well, it would make his life little easy. And he could be a little better failure than what it is looking like right now. When I say little better failure, you know I've spoken many times. When I was 25, when I realized if I don't mess with my mind, I can be ecstatic any moment of my life. When I realized this, and when I experimented in so many ways, in various kinds of situations, it doesn't matter where I am, in what kind of conditions I am, if I just take my hand off my mind, I'm just bursting with ecstasy. Then I knew this is it. I thought I was the first one to discover. You know, I'm like Columbus. Columbus discovered America. Well, before him, for thousands of years, people have been living here, but he discovered. Similarly, in the Indian school textbooks, we read, Vasco da Gama discovered India. This Portuguese guy came and discovered India. No, it was there before that. We've been there for thousands of years before that as a well-organized culture, but he discovered us. Just like that, I discovered that if I don't mess with my mind, I'm ecstatic. Because right from my very early age, I must tell you, somewhere deep inside I've been so arrogant that I never read anything. I thought, or I didn't even think, because life engaged me. From a very early age, plants, animals, tadpoles, frogs, fishes, insects engage me so deeply, and of course, say, cobras, they engage me so deeply that I never thought it's necessary to open a book and read it. So definitely I did not read the Yoga Sutras. Though I was practicing yoga, intensely practicing yoga, but never bothered to read Yoga Sutras. I remember when I went to Malladihilli Swami's ashram for my first stint of yoga, many years later, after things happened to me, I remembered, always there were books on yoga. written by him and also other things. Yoga Sutras written in Kannada, I still remember that entire… It was a library with hardly 30-40 books, so I remember almost all the titles that were there. But I never bothered to pull out one damn thing and read it. Because life kept me engaged. What was happening within me, what was happening around me, kept me fully engaged. I never thought I had to open and read something. Except the compulsory books, like textbooks. That also I read only 35% of it because I was only aiming to get 35%. So I never read the Yoga Sutras, nowhere did I come across Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. This I heard many years later. So when I realized that if I don't mess with my mind, I'm just ecstatic and it can be very easily done, and I knew how to do it. I sat down and made a plan, a real plan. In 2.5 years' time, I will make the whole world ecstatic. Still, you're still sitting there and gaping at me. 38 years, huh? Well, here and there we see tears of ecstasy, but not the whole world, it's not happened. So we're still striving. And people are so invested in their miseries. I never imagined that people would be so invested in their miseries. Things that cause enormous distress to them, they're so invested, they will not leave it, no matter what. I did not realize this when I was 25. I thought, if you give a better option, everybody will jump. But no, they won't leave the familiar because they are so horribly invested in their insecurities and miseries. So having said that, but as I said, we are not doing very badly. We are definitely going to fail in my lifetime. I don't feel that way, but you can see, it's in the evening. This is not the morning of my life, towards the evening. Not at sunset, there is still a lot more. Before sunset there are a lot of colors, all right? It's the grandest time for the sun in terms of scenery. So still there is a lot of scenery, but in terms of time, energy and the size of the population, we know we will die of failure. If you can increase my percentage, if you can be a part of increasing this percentage, in whichever way possible, constantly on it. Not one day when you come visit the yoga center, you are constantly on it according to your capacity. I am not asking you to do the same things that somebody else is doing or I am doing, to your capacity, if this matters to you. Now you said, these 3 months lockdown, I really enjoyed Isha Yoga Center. In many ways, Isha Yoga Center in India and also here many people did not walk in before the lockdown, but there over 3,000 people, and the amount of work we are doing in the villages with not a single infection, everybody absolutely safe, a large premises where people can move around, all protocols followed, sadhana happening wonderfully. Weather cooperated. Pre-monsoon rains came early and eased the summer off pretty easy. With all this, last 3 months have been wonderful. I must tell you this. In the last 40 years or more, probably, in the last 45 years, I've never stayed home for more than 12 to 15 days ever. The first time I stayed home, slept on the same bed for over 85 days. It's been very good. Been eating good food, sleeping well, no travel. Well, it's been good for you, I'm glad, but you need to understand this. goodness that you experience, for this, there are so many people out there, hundreds of them, who are incessantly working just for this one thing, that it must happen to more people than what is there right now. So if you want to do something for me, this is what you should do. How do I do? You tell me, what is your capability? If you have time, we will tell you what you can do. If you have some other talent or capability, we will tell you what you can do. If you have money, we will tell you what you can do. That's the easiest thing. Because all these things are needed. We need a striving from a significant population. This life I'm well fed, my needs are small but I'm well fed. So you don't have to do anything to me, rest of it is just paraphernalia. With or without it, we can live, we have no issues about that. So you don't bother about doing anything to me. One thing is, your first commitment is, you're striving to become a blissful being. That's your first striving. Your second striving is how to support this striving that I have, to see that everybody becomes blissful. In this process, in which way you can participate, please participate. I will… the Sangamitra is there, you can contact and see how, in how many different ways you can participate and make this happen. Let's make this happen. This is our life, this is our time on the planet. What wonderful things we do is left to us, or what we don't do is also left to us, and what horrible things we do to each other is also left to us.